Majapahit Empire, the maritime power that ruled Southeast Asia for over 2 centuries. One empire commanded the sea lanes of Southeast Asia, from its capital on Java. Majapahit controlled trade routes that connected China to India, dominated thousands of islands, and influenced territories spanning modern-day Indonesia, Malaysia, and beyond. If you're interested in how maritime empires actually functioned in the medieval world, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into forgotten powers that shaped our world. But how does a kingdom based on a single island extend its authority across an entire archipelago? Majapahit emerged on Java in the late 13th century, positioned at the crossroads of maritime Asia. The Indonesian archipelago sits directly between the Indian and Pacific Oceans, controlling the narrow straits that all east-west trade must navigate. Java itself provided fertile agricultural land to support a large population, while the surrounding seas offered natural highways connecting thousands of islands. The monsoon patterns that governed sailing schedules meant that merchants often waited months in port cities, creating opportunities for taxation, trade, and political influence. This geography didn't just enable naval power, it demanded it. Any state seeking regional dominance would need to master the seas. The empire began in 1293 when Raden Wijaya founded the kingdom following the collapse of Singasari. Wijaya had initially allied with Mongol forces during Kublai Khan's invasion of Java, only to turn against them once they had served his purposes. This early experience of surviving through strategic alliances and maritime maneuvering would define Majapahit's approach to power. Rather than relying solely on territorial conquest, the empire learned to project influence through naval strength, trade relationships, and diplomatic networks. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Gajah Mada in the 14th century, Majapahit reached its zenith. Gajah Mada took the famous Palapa oath, vowing not to eat palapa spice delicacy until he had unified the archipelago under Majapahit's authority. During this period, Majapahit's influence extended from Sumatra in the west to the Maluku Islands in the east, from the Malay Peninsula south to Timor. However, this was not direct territorial control in the modern sense, but rather a complex system of tributary relationships, trade partnerships, and ceremonial authority. The empire's power rested on its ability to coordinate and control, rather than occupy and administer. Majapahit maintained its maritime dominance through several interconnected strategies. The empire's naval forces patrolled key straits and sea lanes, ensuring the safe passage of friendly merchants while disrupting competitors. Local rulers throughout the archipelago paid tribute to Majapahit in exchange for trade privileges and protection. This created a network of allied port cities that served Majapahit's interests while maintaining their own internal governance. The empire preferred diplomacy and economic incentives over direct military conquest. This approach allowed Majapahit to extend its influence far beyond what its military could directly control, creating a sustainable system of regional authority. Maritime power, it turned out, was as much about relationships as it was about ships. By the 15th century, several factors began to weaken Majapahit's position. Internal succession disputes fragmented the empire's political unity, while shifting trade patterns reduced the importance of some traditional routes. The rise of Islamic sultanates throughout the archipelago offered alternative centers of authority and trade. These new states, particularly Malacca, began to compete directly with Majapahit for control of regional commerce and political influence. The empire's decentralized structure, which had been a source of flexibility and strength, now became a liability as tributary relationships dissolved and local rulers sought new alliances. Majapahit's influence extended far beyond its political lifespan. The empire established patterns of governance, trade, and cultural exchange that would shape the Indonesian archipelago for centuries. Many later Southeast Asian states, including Islamic sultanates and European colonial administrations, claimed legitimacy by referencing Majapahit precedents. The empire's model of maritime authority through trade control and tributary relationships became a template for regional power in island Southeast Asia. Even today, Majapahit remains a powerful symbol of Indonesian unity and maritime strength. The Majapahit Empire demonstrates how geography, strategy, and diplomacy could create lasting influence across vast maritime regions. Their approach to power built on trade networks rather than territorial conquest offers insights into alternative models of imperial authority. What other maritime empires shaped our world in ways we've forgotten? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more explorations of the empires that mastered the seas.